Hello, hello. Hope you guys are all having an awesome day. So we're just going to do a reading, and specifically I'm being guided to ask, what is it that we need to know from spirit? We are still having a lot of changes coming. They're showing me like 555, 55s you might be seeing, 77 for spiritual direction and stuff. But yeah, there's like a lot of changes taking place. They seem to be taking place pretty rapidly. Every few hours. I mean, for some of us, it's like every few minutes, but like every few hours, it feels like the energy has been kind of shifting over the last week. So you might be feeling it like in your body. You might be feeling it, emotionally, in your relationships, things like that. There's a lot of changes taking place right now. So I'm just going to kind of pull cards and see what messages Spirit has. This way I can keep it kind of short. So we have recovery on the bottom. Definitely feels like you guys, what they're saying is you guys are getting a lot of light healing codes at this time. So there might be like some areas in your body where you're not feeling the greatest. You might be feeling like really tired, sleepy, a lot of physical symptoms, a lot of ascension symptoms, a lot of stuff in like throat chakra, digestive, sacral chakra and stuff like that. Third eye, crown chakra as well. So if you're feeling really drained, tired, or whatever, listen to whatever your body is saying at this time. Some of you guys are needing to sleep more, needing to rest more. They're showing me bodies of water. So some of you guys going into like the ocean, like salt healing, even like salt baths and things like that to help with clearing. They're also saying like remineralizing and stuff. So definitely they're showing me like greens. They're specifically saying chlorophyll. So eating foods with like leafy greens and things like that to help with vitamins and replenishing your body. Okay, funny enough, I actually bought this like liquid vitamin stuff, which has that in it a few weeks ago. And I'm like, I don't know why I was guided to buy this. Maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm like, I'm sure they'll tell me when I need it. So I have a feeling I need to start drinking that. As I said that, like that popped in my mind. I'm like, okay, I probably need to start drinking that. Anyway, we got abundance, ask for help from others, and meditation brings answers. So it definitely feels like some of you guys, Spirit is kind of like giving you little blips of information or little ideas to actually show you a bigger picture of what you're going to be doing. So it feels like a lot of you guys, there's going to be some changes coming when it comes to abundance. Most of this is going to be career type stuff or financial abundance. For some of you, it's going to be just like a fulfillment in your life. It doesn't feel romantic. It doesn't feel friendship. It doesn't feel like relational. It more so just feels like something part of your spiritual path or something part of making money, something like a hobby or things like that. And I definitely keep getting from Spirit, it's almost like they're like, here's a seed, here's a seed, here's a seed, here's a seed. And so you've been planting all these little seeds without even knowing it. But it's like you're doing something, then you're pulled back from it. You're doing something, pulled back, doing something, pulled back. But all of that's going to actually come around full circle in some way. And it's like a bigger picture. But you've just been planting the seeds this entire time. What I'm getting from Spirit though is like some of you guys are actually trying to get answers to this and it's just not the right time. For some of you guys, it seems like you're needing kind of advice. So they're saying like you can reach out to like a reader, a trusted advisor, a mentor, even like a therapist or something. If you are struggling with like any type of direction or feeling really, really stuck and lost, like if you're not really sure what to do and it's more than the normal, like they're definitely saying ask for help, but they're saying you can ask us, like we'll give you guidance, we'll give you messages, or we'll guide you to the person who can specifically help you with that. So yeah. Some of you, they're definitely saying something with your dreams, messages in your dreams, so pay attention. Oh, I love this. We got hope, prosperity begins, and balance. I just said about the seeds planting, and look at that. Seed planted, fruits blossoming. I love it. Ooh, that flew out too. Movements, choices, decisions. All right. So we got obstacles and challenges on the bottom. It feels like a lot of you, this is past and like current energy that you're kind of working through. What do we have underneath? New beginnings. I love it. But it definitely feels like some of you guys are working through like challenges right now, like definitely getting a lot of like energy where you're feeling kind of stuck. Some of you, it's just not the right time to move. Like you're supposed to just kind of be sitting there. But it is still bringing you a new beginning. I'm getting like a lot of frustration energy too, like where there's no movement, there's no really like choice. You're not really sure exactly what you're supposed to be doing or what's going on, or feeling just stuck or feeling like unmotivated, feeling like you're lacking like energy or like guidance and things like that. But Spirit's saying like you are clearing, you're going through stuff to grow through stuff. And so sometimes in those periods of time, it's important for you to be like resting more, doing things like that to help you with clearing, because your body is physically affected, your mind is physically affected. So it can actually help you with healing certain things. So it brings you forward to other things. So we got hope, prosperity begins, balance, movements, choices, decisions, partnerships and alliance, choose wisely, firm foundation, transformation. Definitely a lot of hands in this, a lot of hands like this, all different types of directions. Like literally, like they're all like a bunch of hand cards. Like, look at that. So if you guys have seen me pull this deck before, they're not all cards like that. So it's kind of interesting, but yeah, we got like 17, 1, and then we got 1, 1, 1. So, it definitely feels like some of you guys are kind of like, I'm getting like a few different energies. So you guys kind of might be going back and forth. It's like, you're kind of optimistic, holding out hope, but then like that gets pulled back when you're not really seeing anything. But like I said before, Spirit's like you've been planting the seed, like all of that stuff is blossoming and you're growing. And if you stop focusing on the future and like what it is that you specifically want, and you kind of look at the current energy and like what's going on now, look at like where you've actually come from, look at like what you've, like how you've grown and like what has actually transpired. And it's almost like a mindset change where like things are easier for you to handle and navigate and calmer, and like you're not as stressed or anxious or worried, or, and it's not to say thoughts and feelings don't pop up, but you're able to manage them better and not in a distracting way, not in an unhealthy way. Like a lot more self-awareness is what I'm getting from Spirit. So there's definitely balance coming for you guys. It still feels very unbalanced. I know I said that the other day too. It definitely feels like there's something with that. I'm seeing like chaotic like thoughts, like almost like crown chakra type stuff and third eye type stuff. So you guys might be having some like crown chakra, third eye issues right now. Balance is coming, but like I'm still getting that past life clearing as well. So some of you guys are like in old energy or in different energies, and it's just kind of shifting a lot for you. So balance will be coming. I'm seeing like a lot of you is going to be more so like November, December, like where things really like kind of settle down and bounce, and you're starting to see things kind of blossom. With the movements, choices, and decisions card, all they keep really showing me is that this like seed that blossomed like into a plant like this, like almost like the new growth, like something new is blossoming at this time. And it's like something you don't need to know, like allow it to just come in, like don't try to control it, allow it to just come in and surprise you. It feels like this very gentleness. It feels like this very good calmness. I'm seeing like a lot of spring, like what they're showing me in my mind is like spring flowers, like tulips is what it looks like actually. Like a bunch of like tulips kind of showing up and like flowers popping up. So to me, that kind of signifies like new things blossoming, like something is blossoming. You might not see it, you know, when it's under the ground, but sometimes it just springs up really quick, like overnight. So, you know, don't hold on, don't have expectations with timing or expectations what it's going to look like. Just let it be what it is. And it's not necessarily you're going to be disappointed. It just might be different. It might be something that you just didn't think about. The Spirit's like, we know you're going to love this. Like, we're going to surprise you. You know, something you've never thought about, heard about, seen, whatever, and it's going to surprise you. So some of you, it feels like an opportunity is going to come, and you might actually have an opportunity to work with other people. For the people that this is happening for, it feels like a positive thing. It feels like people where maybe you're starting like a business adventure, a new adventure, you're doing some type of volunteer work or some type of charity work or things like that. And it's like Spirit's like, yeah, be discerning of who you're working with, but you also know it's like who is safe to trust. Like you'll intuitively feel like you can work with them, or you have similar personalities that get along well, but like one's better at this and one's better at this. So it's like there's some type of balance. They're just saying like make sure you don't get in your ego, like especially if you are kind of similar, make sure you don't get in your ego where it's like I have to be in charge, like that type of stuff. Like if somebody's, you know, better suited for one task, then have them do that task and then you do a different task or something like that. But it definitely feels like a coming together for like some type of, this doesn't feel like a relationship, like friendship, romantic. It feels like some type of partnership in some way, or an opportunity, and what I'm also hearing is collaboration. So some of you guys might be collaborating with somebody else. Like you guys have maybe different businesses or similar businesses, and you're somehow coming together to create something together, design something that's not necessarily like a long term thing. It almost feels like some type of creativity or like project or collaboration, and then you guys are actually going to stay good friends. It feels like somebody you're not totally like great friends with or have like a strong maybe friendship with right now, but it's going to grow into it. It almost feels like some of you, it's going to be like a soul connection that you guys are going to really be on the same level with certain things, and some of you, it's just going to be something you guys are passionate about and you share that. So it feels like really good energy. I love this. We got firm foundation and transformation, and they're saying like the struggles that you're going through right now are actually helping you build that foundation. Like they're laying that shit right now. Like you're still in the midst of transformation, and they're saying like you're always going through transformation. You know, we keep getting the transformation card every time I do a reading out of like multiple decks. Like you're always transforming, you're always growing. Sometimes, you know, in those periods of like metamorphosis where you're like the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, like it's hard, like it hurts, it's painful, you know, it's dark, you don't really see a way out and things like that, but there's always a way out. There's always, you know, things that are coming from that as well. So try not to hold on to when this, you know, heals, like I'll feel like this, or when this comes, I'll feel like this. Like try to get out of that future mentality, because you're always going to have cycles of transformation, of change, of times, of things like that. What the fuck? Some random, what is that? I don't know if you guys saw that. It's just this like random little thing. Like it looks like a little bug, but I don't know what it was. And it just started flying down. Oh, it's right here. What is that? It's like a little, like, not like a ladybug, but it looks like almost like a baby ladybug, but without spots. I have no, like maybe a little tiny ass beetle. I have no idea what that is. It just started flying down though. That was weird, the way it just flew down. It just went. Anyway, yeah, like, so for people who are focusing on like, you know, well, when this heals and this and this, and it's like spirits like take the risk now. Like, you know, you don't have to wait for everything to be perfect, because nothing's ever going to just be perfect. You don't have to wait for, you know, this to occur. Like there's always going to be changes. There's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be things that like happen. And the more you start surrendering and accepting that and stop looking toward the future, and when this happens, I'll feel better. And the more you try to work in the now of I'll feel better now when I'm doing this for myself, or I can take care of myself in this way, you're going to go with cycles a lot easier. Change will take place a lot easier. So we have love on the bottom, followed by victim consciousness and letting go. We have sexuality, phoenix rising, temptation, sadness, discover your life purpose, and soulmate. It's really interesting. I actually get like a lot of loneliness with the love card. I get a lot of you guys are feeling kind of empty inside, or feeling like this longing for this connection with somebody. It doesn't necessarily mean you're single. You could be single, or you could be in a relationship, because that happens in relationships too. But it just feels like this like longing energy, this like longing for a person, or a feeling, I guess. Some of you could be a feeling of love, but most of you is like longing for a connection with a person. They're not giving me anything other than that. So sexuality, phoenix rising, temptation. It definitely feels like for whoever this is for, this message, it's like Spirit's saying you're coming out of that victim mentality and you're coming into your power. Like you might be struggling a little. I'm seeing like a lot of emotions and like kind of chaotic roller coaster emotions where it's very up and down. Like I'm sad, I'm calm, I'm angry, I'm happy. I'm like all of these things, but it's like you're actually growing through this and learning, and it's bringing you closer to this connection is what I'm getting. Like, and if you notice, like, look at this temptation card, like that soul connection. He's like looking at, she's not looking, but he's looking at her. Look at this. She's not looking, but he's looking at her. And we got the soulmate card and the discover your life purpose next to it. So whoever needs that validation, but yeah. Oh, we got the sadness card too. So yeah, it's like the sadness, but it feels like some of you guys are going through that like longing energy, that sadness, like that wanting that connection. Like I said, you could be single, wanting a specific person, or wanting that love, you know, or whatever. You could also be in a relationship and just going through some growth and some changes in your relationship, where you're feeling sad and you're missing the good times, you're missing things. But what I'm getting is like, if you are in that energy, you're going into a path, they're going into a path, and yes, you're going to reunite. Like, yes, you're going to come together, but sometimes it requires you to take journeys alone. And I don't mean physically, but spiritually, and things going on. So if you're feeling maybe a disconnect or certain things, like Spirit is guiding you and they're helping you, but there's something that you're learning through this process. So instead of looking at things, I love it, 1444, instead of looking at things through the lens of like, I don't have this, look at what am I growing and learning through this process? So I hope this helps, and I'm wishing you guys so much love and light, and I hope you also have an awesome day.